Hey, good evening. This is BurntCole, and right now you're joining me on Highway 15, and we're just coming up from, well, I guess one of the small towns. I just turned off of Highway 61, and I went too far. I was trying to take 61 and cut up past 95. I'm going up to Santee, South Carolina, which is right on Interstate 95 and Lake Marion. It's a really pretty sight if you're traveling that way, up and down the 95 through South Carolina. So as I make my way there, I process thoughts, think about different things. I've had a lot of lessons in 2025, and I'm just going to share one with you as we ride along. That I think that our country has a real opportunity. I'll just say that, a real big opportunity coming up, because there's a lot of work to be done just to fix our infrastructure and to make our cities and towns nicer. Really. Like, I'll give you an example. Each town could have some kind of sports team. And by town, I want you to think like small, I don't know where you are, if you're in the United States or not, but the United States, it's a country where we didn't base ourselves off of villages. Every place, I guess, besides the original states and their original little city ships and stuff like that, we can see the progression of towns and places where people live that were built after the advent of trains and then after the advent of automobiles. It's just, and I say that because I've traveled to Germany, and there's a lot of places that where you're like, dang, there's only enough space for a horse and carriage to go through. So it really just made sense for the means of transportation at the time. That being said, where you live, I bet you that you have to take a car or some other like public transportation, and it's just our infrastructure just needs work. Roads, bridges, and then beyond that, I don't know. I just run into interesting people because I don't have the ability to see everything. So I love talking to everybody that I can and get different perspectives. I think the different perspectives are how we get to experience life and to the fullest, because we only get one perspective, so might as well incorporate others whenever you can. The other perspective that helped me this week was a boater, I guess a sailor. Yeah, he was a sailor from Connecticut who had traveled to Charleston, and he commented that Charleston has the worst situation he's seen for docking. There's no public docks in Charleston, and he's very used to sailing into these port cities and finding some place to moor and then go explore. And in Charleston, you have to moor on the water. You have to drop anchor and then take a dinghy to some boat ramp and go from there. And that's just not always feasible. The marinas are all private. You got to have subscriptions and cool stuff like that, I guess. And it speaks to Charleston is a place where there's a definite gap between the haves and the have-nots. And if you have a boat, you're one of the haves. And then you need to have a boat membership to a yacht club, stuff like that. So this guy, he sailed in from Connecticut, not from the area, just commented, hey, this isn't a very publicly nice place. And I really dug it because I don't have a boat. There's a lot that I've seen in this country where it's just, yeah, I mean, wherever you are, I hope that you're doing okay, because things are just tough, ubiquitous. That's a conversation for another time, but my hope is that we hit a point where people say, no, we need to fix up these old buildings. If there's a main street, it should look nice. It shouldn't look decrepit. And I think that those resources are going to be coming more online here soon. I don't want to sound all crazy, but if you put money as the driver, then it makes sense that there's just not a lot of towns with money. But if we just forget about money and just have people do stuff just to do it, just grab a bucket of paint go out there and fix it up just because I think we're about to hit that time where people aren't motivated so much by money. That's my hope, at least. I'll share that with you today. I hope you've had a good time riding with me. I'll share some more of my stories and lessons that I've gotten this year and other years. And I don't know, I might be an interesting fellow, have some things to share, some different perspectives for you to take on. So I hope you enjoy. Join me next time.